Are you ready to witness the 1990s vigilante icon fight Spawn? Who is Spawn? Spawn is a character created by Todd McFarlane in like high school or something, which he kept around with him until he, Jim Lee, Will Sportatio, Mark Silvestri, Jim Valentino, Eric Larson, and Rob Liefeld.
Have you had any formal art training?
No, just a lot of imagination, I think. Wait, so I say it and then look down? Or just open it and say, apply button?
Created Image Comics in the early 90s. Spawn was this, like, special ops CIA mercenary named Al Simmons, who was betrayed by his team when he was shot and then burnt alive. Because he was so great at murdering, his soul was then sent to hell, where Al proceeds to sell it to see his wife again. Then, 5 years later, he returns to Earth as the Hellspawn, or Spawn. And if you don't know who Batman is, then what the hell's wrong with you? Released in 1994, written by the Frank Miller, with art by Todd McFarlane, this is Spawn Batman. And if you're wondering where this fits into the main DC continuity, don't. This actually takes place in Frank Miller's DC universe, which is like Earth fucking 31 or something. You know, the one with Dark Knight Returns, Year 1, and All-Star Batman and Robin, among others. Which means Spawn exists in that universe. The book begins with 12 panels that read like Frank Miller trying out different ways to write the same sentence. I mean, noir narration. Batman walks down a pier late at night, investigating gunshots and apparently the very pungent smell of blood and sweat. Then he enters a warehouse with his shoulder pads high in the sky as a wound bleeds down his arm.
Blood surging from the heart to the shoulder and streaming hotly down his arm.
Wait, his heart is bleeding?
Not a moment spent acknowledging the pain.
Batman walks through either dead or unconscious people who are lying on the floor in a big group and says,
"Punks, you're lucky I went so easy on you."
So, Batman finds this conveniently placed crate of weapons that are being sold from a fallen dictatorship, probably some ex-Soviet country, to Gotham gangs.
Guns, grenades, rocket launchers, and strange high-tech devices that hint at the smaller horrors that would have followed the nuclear nightmare.
Then it's like a comic from the fucking Silver Age, because Batman picks up these giant battle gloves, and how do I know that they're battle gloves? Oh, this handy little arrow explains it to me. Then another arrow leads me to the next page for some reason. And then a giant robot crab thing attacks Batman, sending him into a wall.
The robot pauses, stupid as it is lethal, thinking Batman dead.
Then Batman puts on the glove as he bleeds, and okay, just let me warn you, this isn't McFarlane's best art. It looks like he was in a rush to make it, and it's even more cartoony than usual. Anyway, Batman punches the robot in the front half of it, smashing a hole to reveal a human face. The face wonders where he is as Batman just kicks him, and he deduces that this is some sort of cyborg slave and begins to dismantle the machine. Batman's like,
English. He's speaking English. Not Russian. English with an American accent. What's going on here?
Then Batman rips the head out of the machine as it prepares to self-destruct, and the head screams in pain. This counts as Batman killing someone, right? He ended this head's life. It's a mercy, but he still killed him. Anyway, we're introduced to Dr. Margaret Love, founder of Heal the World and totally not the villain. Just look at her. Cut to the Batcave. Bruce hunches down, staring at the dead head as Alfred brings him some chamomile tea, but Batman says,
"Not right now, Alfred. Just patch up my shoulder. The blood's getting in my way."
How is it getting in your way? Is it just trickling down your arm while you're, like, trying to type on the keyboard or something? How have you not bled out yet, by the way? And why don't you just patch yourself up? God, you're such a dick. So Batman has a staring contest with a corpse as Alfred pleads him to just remove his cowl, but Batman says,
"Sometimes I'm more comfortable with the mask on. No fingers, so no fingerprints. But he's still got his teeth."
The world's greatest detective, ladies and gentlemen. So Batman rips some teeth out, and What the hell is this page? What is this layout? Batman finds the head's identity, some vagrant from New York, and Alfred tries to get Bruce to drink some tea, probably because it has his medication in it, by saying it prevents nightmares and like helps you sleep or whatever. But Batman declines and says,
I don't get nightmares. I give them.
Then he hands Alfred the severed head and leaves. Cut to New York, New York. A city so nice they named it twice. Just kidding. This is the Miller/Spawn New York. So basically New York from the 80s. Batman arrives on a rooftop from somewhere and almost immediately hears a woman scream out in terror. So we get another exposition. Wait. Batman, you're not gonna help her? What are you doing? He's not gonna help that woman who's screaming for help, apparently. Whatever. So we get another exposition dump of Heal the World's program to shelter New York's homeless population. I wonder what's going on there. Probably nothing too cyborgy to worry about. The Batman then swings through the city using his trusty bat rope that appears to be stolen from a school gymnasium, and he arrives in an alley as he overhears some homeless people talking about this guy named Al. Some bum who apparently has magical powers. Cut to not that far away. Our little Arrow friend tells us that these two guys are
a couple of sick joiks, out for what sick joiks call a good time.
Okay, Frank. Show, don't tell. Like, what imagine if Stephen King did that in, like, It or something when the fucking bullies come by and he's just like, oh, 3 sick jerks come by to carve his initials into the fat kid's stomach. So, these sick jerks find a sleeping homeless man, pour gasoline on him, and then go to light him on fire. But suddenly the fire begins to chase them, and they run right into Spawn. The jerks freak out and shoot Spawn, but obviously it does nothing. Spawn just stares at them as his body reforms itself and says,
When you meet Satan, say hello for me.
Fun fact, Satan didn't appear in a Spawn comic until 2006. So, Spawn lights the two jerks on fire as Batman watches.
I want an act of murder.
Then he attacks, because this is a superhero team-up book, and they always have to fight. And I guess Spawn took his mask off for this one panel and then quickly put it back on. Spawn shouts,
This is my turf, Batman. Back off.
Batman thinks to himself,
Impossible. This Al, he should be crippled from that hit.
Motherfucker, you literally just watched him light two guys on fire using magic from his hands. Batman tosses Spawn into a wall and punches him in the head, only to find out it feels like punching a brick wall. Then Batman brandishes 3 batarangs and thinks,
Al can take punishment of the superhuman variety. No reason to be nice.
I mean, you use batarangs on normal people. How is you throwing 3 any different? Spawn is just like,
Knock it off, Batman. I'm not in the mood. And I don't have time to deal with this. Got time for this, punk?
Yep, even after Spawn tries to de-escalate the situation, Batman just makes it worse. Which ties into my theory that Frank Miller made Batman a lunatic after The Dark Knight Returns on purpose. But that's a story for another video. Batman throws some nerve gas and then punches Spawn, who took his mask off again, and they continue to fight. It feels like cheating, thinks Spawn. It is cheating. Using the magic to make himself stronger, to beat the crap out of Batman. Yep, Spawn beats the ever-loving shit out of Batman and just leaves him in an alley. Batman apparently lies there for a few hours because it's sunset when Spawn leaves and, like, pretty dark when Batman wakes up, I guess. And Spawn makes his way to the Heal the World headquarters in New York. There, he discovers high-tech machinery, and he suddenly hears servos moving behind him. And he's attacked by a giant cyborg, which he easily destroys, causing the human head to fall out unharmed. Spawn then recognizes the head as his ho-buddy, Chuck. Suddenly a screen turns on and it's revealed that the woman from earlier is evil. Whoa, I bet you didn't see that coming. Al recognizes this woman. She was like a war criminal or something. It's not important. Just, she's the villain. That's all you need to know. And she's the villain and she's like Eastern European or something. Then the building explodes. Meanwhile, Batman is patching himself up as he mumbles about how much of a little bitch Spawn is for holding back his power or something. Like Batman could have handled any more. Suddenly, the bat signal appears. Batman leaps onto the roof to find the Heal the World woman. Look, I forgot her name, and I refuse to go back and read it. She explains that Spawn blew up her perfectly legal Heal the World building, and she's like,
"There's a banquet tonight on my yacht. It's rumored the president may be there. If anything happens, oh, Batman, all my dreams are in your hands."
Batman then tells her that that dirty punk will not cause the president pain. Also, I assume that these, blue boxes are Batman's inner monologue. So then Batman thinks,
The punk was holding back. Batman has to even the odds. A phone call to Alfred, and 2 hours later, a package. And Batman is ready.
it sounds like Rorschach's fucking journal. Meanwhile in Spawnville, Al is throwing up from that nerve gas Batman threw earlier. A hoe buddy of his asks what he's gonna do, and Spawn says,
Batman, if he's not an idiot, he's learned his lesson. But if he's working for Nadia Fladova, or Margaret Love, as she's calling herself, then he's not the hero people say he is. And I'll do to him what I'll do to her.
Suddenly, Batman leaps into the alley wearing a power glove. Batman starts beating the shit out of Spawn. Spawn calls Batman an idiot, factual statement, but has the bat knee slammed into his face. They fight in the alley for 3.5 pages until Batman, crawling on the ground, wheezes out,
Give it up, punk. Finished. Just look at you. You're finished.
Then 3 cyborgs appear and just toss Batman around like a rag doll, even stabbing him in the brachial artery. And then Spawn just watches, and he's like,
Oh no, they're killing him. Might as well stop him.
Then Spawn destroys the cyborgs and says,
I hope you appreciate this, Batman. Stupid punk. Undisciplined.
Fucking serious, Batman? What is wrong with you? Oh my god, look at his body! Holy shit, Jesus! He'll never move anything again! And then Batman, in his death throes, mutters out,
Magic tricks. No way to fight. No discipline.
Then he fucking dies! And Spawn says his goddamn heart stops. He's dead. No, wait, Spawn, no, what are you doing? Don't save it! Oh, god damn it. Spawn enters Batman's head, I guess, and they have a stupid conversation, and it's revealed that the blue boxes are in fact Batman's monologue. And they use this time to bond as they see each other's memories. Then they understand each other, and after Spawn asks Batman if he's just ever thought of going to the therapist, Batman tells him,
If there's one thing I can't stand, it's a dead punk that won't shut up. Come on, we've got work to do.
no thank yous, no... Gee, thanks, Spawn, for saving my life so I can continue my war on crime. Then they swing through the city on their ropes and chains. Cut to the boat party. World Heal Woman gives a speech about how there's too many people on the world, as her hair almost drops into her drink. Then she reveals the cargo hold of the ship holds missiles aplenty, and she says that they will usher in the new world, and people fucking applaud, because she's mind controlled them with punch or something? Why'd she even bother inviting them here? What? Why? What is your plan? 20 minutes later, the president, I guess, shows up as Spawn and Batman run somewhere. It looks like the nearby dockyard, maybe? Batman yells,
Just follow my lead, boy.
Batman... racist?
I've been at this a few years longer than you have, and I'm a whole lot smarter than you. From all indications, you're dumber than Clark. Who's Clark? None of your business.
Then just don't bring it up, you fucking man-child! They enter somewhere. I don't know where the hell they are or what they're in. It could be the boat, it could be a building, who knows? I don't even think Todd or Frank knew. And they just argue more as they fight cyborgs. And then Spawn accidentally detonates explosives that are in the same room as nukes before finding a blue woman with white hair that looks nothing like Heal the World ladies. There's the Heal the World woman. Yeah, that doesn't look like her in the other panel, though. Oh, I guess it is the same one, because Batman says that she doesn't have to die, and then Spawn kills her anyway, and she launches a nuke, heading straight for the town of New York. You know, that city that they're still in the bay of. Spawn grabs Batman and they teleport onto the missile, and Batman successfully disarms it, turns it off, I don't know, as he hypes himself up.
Batman's hands stop shaking. They have to. A genius at work. A mind so brilliant, it might have revolutionized the field of physics. Hands so skillful, they could have served a concert pianist or a safecracker. Batman.
And they teleport away as the nuke falls safely into the East River. In Spawnville, USA, the two arrive by teleportation.
Your methods are revolting. Your disrespect for human life is detestable. Your lack of discipline is nothing short of embarrassing. We'll meet again. You better hope we don't.
They did.
I don't have the power in hand to bring you down now, boy. But I'll get it, and we'll meet again. Wouldn't you just knock it off for just 1 second? You and me, we just saved the whole city, maybe the whole world. When the chips were down, we wound up on the same team. Neither of us could have pulled this off alone. What do you say we just bury the hatchet? Bury this!
And Batman launches a batarang into Spawn's face. The end. Oof, that sure was quite the tale. I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a like and let me know in the comments what you thought, and if you have any suggestions or recommendations for comics. Don't forget to also check out the gaming videos I do that are released on the weeks in between What Is. I'll see you later. Spawn out.